There's so much happening, and I want to just give an update on the process where Laura and I are with the children that God has told us to go and minister to rescue. We have two feeding programs in a church, one in Zimbabwe with Pastor Vicky, and then we help support one with Pastor Francis in South Africa. Our hearts have been just like literally crying out to God to show us how to reach these children in South Africa. We're working with a lady named Natalie Solomons. Natalie has a home for these children that we were able to visit, and we felt impressed to buy land. So I got the land under contract or looked at a contract, but I hired a lawyer, and the lawyer did the due diligence and found out that the owner had a partner that he was in litigation with. And also, the partner had some type of promissory lien against the property. And my lawyer said, "Hey, you should walk away from this property. This is not going to be a good fit. This is going to be tied up." It's not even until March the litigation could be resolved, and then there's other issues. So we walked away from that. Our hearts are like, "Lord, you told us, to go and do this." And so it's it's frustrating because there's this tension of like, what you're supposed to do. You've set the money aside. You've trusted heaven. You've heard the voice of God in your heart. You also want to be a wise steward, harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. So, it didn't work out. And so we're still in the process. Now, Natalie has a home. It's a beautiful home, but she had a sponsor for 4 years. And this sponsor pulled the plug on her. And she's still in the home. She still has children. We've visited the children. We've prayed with them. They're absolutely amazing. And so she is like working with the Child Protective Services in South Africa, rescuing these children. And this lady has an incredible voice. She has 160,000 plus TikTok followers, and she fights for the most vulnerable there. She actually stood up for a lady that came to her place and said, "Hey, I was raped and really abused by this man." Now, this man happens to be a high influential person in the Muslim community. He's a judge. They're trying to have Sharia law. And so they did an investigation, and they went and arrested this man. And because of his influence, the Muslim community started standing against Natalie to the point where they actually trumped up charges against her and had her arrested. They showed up with 11 people at the house where she has the children, and it was seriously intense. But she was not there, and then she later went to the police station where there were two of them. She says, "Where's your crew out of 11?" And they said, "Natalie, we're not sure what's going on." They know her very well. And so literally the charges were legitimate. And she spent the night in jail, but because of such an uprising in the community, they let her go. She was able to post bail and get out. So our hearts are like, "Hey, can we buy the property where you are? Because this is what she needs." And so right now, I'm in talks with the people who are her former sponsors who purchased this property for her. And I offered them half of what they bought it for. And they responded back with actually 10% more than what they purchased the property for. And I was just like, "No, I'm not doing that." And so when I go to South Africa, we're going to sit down with these people, hopefully either Zoom call or sit down and have a discussion with our attorneys to see if we can come to some agreement on what this property can be purchased for. Our hearts are there. Now, what the amount to purchase this property, the amount that we set aside, the amount that's been donated would not cover purchasing this property, but that's okay. We're going to trust heaven. If we get the green light, basically, I'm taking a strategy I learned from David Green, who owns Hobby Lobby. When he would buy properties or things for churches or ministries or buildings, whatever, he would offer half price. And if the people accepted that, then he knew that was a green light from God. And that's what I'm taking that strategy from him. I didn't necessarily hear that from the Lord. I just adopted that myself and thought that's a good strategy. And so when I go back, I'm, on no uncertain terms, I'm just going to be like, "Hey, this is what I can offer." It's like half price will be 4 million Rand, which is like $260,000. We have $150,000 set aside. And we just trust God for the rest to come in if they give us the green light. So I wanted to give everyone an update on what's been taking place. We actually have a team With Laura and I, there's going to be 11 others, so it'll be 13 of us going to South Africa. Pastor Josh from Calvin Mill, he's taking 7 people. His daughter, she's so excited. She like packed like a month and a half ago. She already had her stuff packed for South Africa. This girl's heart is bent for missions and to go do the gospel. Then there's Pastor Ken from Indiana, and then there's another gentleman and his daughter. So Pastor Ken's taking his daughter, and this other man, David Peach, is taking his daughter. So we got 3 ministers, 2 pastors and 1 minister, all taking their daughters. And then Laura and I, and then the other individuals, Pastor Jeremy, David, Trevor, Jeff, his wife Shannon, and am I leaving anybody else out? Let me think. I don't think so. But our team is going to be powerful. We're going to go do ministry, apostolic ministry. We're going to be meeting with Pastor Giannis. We're going to be ministering in churches. We're going to be ministering to the children. And we're going to do some outreaches. And we're just going to go and just let the Holy Spirit do what he does when we go out of the country. You know, Jesus said, go preach the gospel to the world. First, you know, where you live in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the earth. And so this is part of that. So if you would like to partner with us, if you'd like to help sow into this trip or to what we're doing with the children, our hearts are still, I mean, I'm crying out on a consistent basis. I wouldn't say daily, but I would say consistent basis, asking God to give me wisdom. It says that Jesus has been made unto us wisdom. So I already have the wisdom of God, and I'm asking for him to speak clearly so we'll know how to take care of these children. These children that Natalie has in that house are, I mean, they come from some of the most horrific situations you can imagine that could happen to children. Some of them have been trafficked. Some of them have been sexually abused. Some of them have just been completely neglected. Maybe their parents were on drugs. Some of them don't have parents. But the bottom line is we want to rescue or to make an impact in children's lives. So I want to give everybody an update. This is just where we are. We're leaving February 24th. And so if you want to partner with us, that's 2026. That's just in like, you know, probably 10 days. Let me see, the day is the 14th. So that's in 12 days. No, it's in 10 days. So we're going to be taking off. And I love you guys. Thank you for listening. I hope that this just sparks people to want to go do what's right before God. We only have one little short life to live. Our life is like a vapor. And then we're going to stand before the Lord and give an account of what we do in our flesh. And that's not just like what we're going to do negative. That's also what we're going to do with our life. And so thank you for listening. Join us. There's a link I'll send, and you can send it to our ministry, or you can just text me if you'd like to join us. God bless you. Thank you.